Claude Code is the most powerful AI coding agent in the world. It's also $200 a month. But here's what most people don't know. Claude Code is open source and it connects directly to free local models running on your own hardware. Today, I'm going to show you 4 different ways to run it for free with exact commands, config files, and the best models for your setup. Approach 1: Claude Code plus Ollama. This is the easiest. Ollama now has a built-in Anthropic compatible messages endpoint, which means Claude Code connects to it natively. Install Ollama. One command. Brew install Ollama on Mac or curl the install script on Linux. Then pull a model. Ollama pull Qwen 3.5. Now set 3 environment variables. Anthropic auth token equals Ollama. Anthropic base URL equals http localhost colon 11434. Anthropic API key equals an empty string. Run Claude dash dash model Qwen 3.5. Done. You're running Claude Code on your own hardware. Approach 2: Claude Code plus LM Studio. If you want a visual interface, LM Studio has a built-in Anthropic compatible endpoint. Download it from lmstudio.ai. It's free. Search for a model like Qwen 25 Coder 32B, click download, load it. Start the server with LMS server start. Then point Claude Code at it. Set Anthropic base URL to localhost colon 12234. Set Anthropic auth token to LM Studio. This approach gives you a nice GUI to manage models, monitor memory, and switch between them. Approach 3: LiteLLM proxy. This is the most flexible option. LiteLLM acts as a translation layer. It accepts Anthropic API format and routes to any backend, Ollama, Grok, Gemini, or even free cloud tiers. Install it with pip install LiteLLM proxy. Create a config YAML with your model list. Local Ollama models, free Gemini Flash, free Grok Llama. Start the proxy. Point Claude Code at it, and now you can switch between local and cloud models seamlessly. Best of all, Grok and Gemini both have free tiers that are surprisingly generous. Approach 4: OpenCode. This is the fully open source alternative to Claude Code that supports 75 providers natively, including Ollama, LM Studio, Llama.cpp, and every major cloud API. Install it with brew install OpenCode. Create an OpenCode.json config file that points to your Ollama server. Run OpenCode. It has the same tool calling, file editing, and terminal control as Claude Code. But it's 100% open source and designed for local models from the ground up. Now, which model should you actually use? For 8 gigs of RAM, Qwen 2.5 Coder 7B, 83% on HumanEval. For 16 gigs, Qwen 3.5, a 35 billion parameter mixture of experts that only activates 3 billion per request, with 88% on coding benchmarks. For 24 gigs, Qwen 2.5 Coder 32B, the gold standard at 92.7%, or GLM 4.7 Flash, 94% on HumanEval with 128K context. If you have a 4090 or a 32 gig Mac, the 32B models are your sweet spot. Let's talk numbers. Claude Max, 20, $200 a month, 2,400 a year. Claude Max, 5, 100 a month. Claude API heavy usage, 60 to 100 a month. Local with Ollama, $0 per month. Open code with free APIs, $0 to $5. The quality difference: local handles Send 70 to 85% of your coding tasks at the same level. Multi-file refactoring and complex architecture. That's where cloud still has a 15 to 30% edge. Performance reality check. On short prompts, local is actually faster. 1.4 seconds versus 2.1 seconds because there's no network latency. On long outputs over 200 lines, cloud is faster. 60 to 80 tokens per second versus 15 to 25 on consumer hardware. The sweet spot strategy. Use local for daily coding, edits, fixes, tests, docs. Switch to cloud for the 2 or 3 hard problems per week that need deep multi-file reasoning. This alone cuts your bill by 90%. Critical gotchas you need to know. First, set your context window to at least 32K tokens. Ollama defaults to 2K, which breaks everything. Set Ollama context length to 32768. Second, disable the attribution header. Claude Code adds a header that invalidates your local model's cache, making it 90% slower. Set Claude Code attribution header to 0 in settings.json. Third, not all models handle tool calling well. Stick to Qwen 3.5, GLM 4.7, Flash, or Qwen 2.5 Coder. These are proven to work. My recommended setup for most people. If you have a Mac with 16 gigs or more, install Ollama. Pull Qwen 3.5. Set the 3 environment variables. Apply the cache fix. Run Claude dash model Qwen 3.5. Total cost $0. Total time to set up under 5 minutes. For maximum flexibility, add LiteLLM with grok free tier as a fallback. When local feels slow, the request routes to Grok's cloud at zero cost. Best of both worlds. The power move. Hybrid, local plus cloud. Keep Claude Pro at $20 a month for the hardest problems. Run local for everything else. Your effective cost drops from $200 to $20, a 90% reduction. And here's the real unlock. You can run multiple local agents in parallel. Launch 5 Ollama instances on different ports, each working on a different file. Try doing that with a $200 monthly subscription. That's the true power of local AI. Claude Code for $200 a month, or the same thing for free. The choice is obvious. Subscribe for the full config files and setup scripts. Drop your hardware specs in the comments and I'll tell you which model to run. Share this with every developer who's tired of paying for AI.